It is the RIOT podcast.
Aw, Hudson's final day
It's
filling
my
in for
last
this
one
week.
for now.
I know. He'll come back, I'm sure. Obi's returning from vacation on Monday. We have Worst of RIOT tomorrow and Friday, which doesn't actually come out on our podcast.
Right.
So this will give you a couple of days break for the rest of the week.
You're going to need it.
Yeah, so you can catch up, listen to some other of our podcasts, and then Monday we'll have a new one.
This is nice. You could, because you don't have podcasts for the rest of the week, you could listen to this podcast at normal speed instead of at 1.5 or something.
To make it faster to get through it.
So you take your leisurely time. Or if you listen to it at regular speed, you can slow it way down.
You could.
That might add to it, really.
I know so many of you are you just listen a couple of days behind and you just catch up, especially towards the weekend.
Right.
And think of it as just a few days off.
Yep.
And then Monday, right back at it.
I have so many podcasts I listen to.
Yeah.
And I try to keep up with all of them. And you listen to them because you like them, but then sometimes when they take a break, it's like, shoo, I can catch up on the other ones.
It's like, you're welcome, guys.
Yeah.
Even though it's us taking the break off of it, but you're like, no, that's a gift for you guys. Well, at least you have this podcast today.
Yep. And enjoy it how you will. We definitely dialed back the food talk today.
We tried, and I tried to not make it like fast food talk, but instead there's a couple of items, like we talk about COVID and the ketchup packets.
Yep,
we talk about Starbucks, their reusable cup thing now. So there's a couple of places, like, it's just not food.
Yeah. Oh, and the collaboration with Heinz. Now, that was interesting.
That one I'm just not into.
Let us know your thoughts on that one. In non-food related news, we also find out how you could get $2,400 to watch true crime documentaries.
Now, I looked into it a little bit more after the break, if you're interested, because a lot of people wanted the link. The streaming service that's providing it's the shows that are on their streaming service. So they have a list of shows that you'll need to watch from them.
It is a specific list, but some of the stuff on there definitely looked interesting.
It looks so sad. It looks so like, man, I'll see you in 24 hours and you're going to need something. You're going to need some food
it's going to be tough to get through.
You're going to need to pick me up or something like that.
You have to watch, it's a 25-hour project. You watch 24 hours of true crime, then you get a real feel-good movie at the end of it all.
And I feel like you need a milkshake or some nuggets or something. I know we don't eat to be happy, but you're going to need something.
Some comfort food for sure. And, how could we buried the lead. Because the Soviet adaptation of Lord of the Rings from 1991 for Leningrad TV.
It's like we got a gift today.
It really is.
So it's up on our RadioU RIOT Facebook page. You can actually watch. It's a 2-part series.
Yep.
We won't spoil all of it.
Yeah.
But it's like Hudson said, 1991 adaptation from the Soviet Union of Lord of the Rings.
And you're gonna love it. And how about this? Since there's no podcast the next 2 days, you have now time to watch it.
2 parts, tomorrow and Friday.
You split it up into 2 days, and you come back Monday, and everybody's on the same page with the Soviet Union.
I think we're
going
to come back Monday, and everybody's going to have an accent and just start talking about that.
We'll be able to speak Russian.
Oh yeah, it will be very fluent.
It'll be Russian. Is there? I don't know Lord of the Rings that well. Is there a different language in the Lord of the Rings?
Well, it's Elvish.
Yeah.
But that's...
You'll speak Russian Elvish?
Hudson, that's not real. Russian.
Not real to everybody.
No.
It's real to some people.
It was created, and it's a language.
But people speak it, though.
But only about that stuff. It's not regional or something.
It's not.
It's not like that.
It's not a normal dialect.
I don't want to say any more, though, in case someone gets mad. They're like, how dare you?
Yeah, because I swear to you that just like with Klingon, people have mapped out a whole language.
Yeah, but there's not Elvish area. In New Zealand, they don't speak it.
That is true. I don't know. New Zealand, do they?
Stop. Just stop. Stop before we get any worse.
New Zealand probably hates that.
I think
that's
they do.
The only thing anybody knows about them.
Yeah, but that's funded the whole place. So that tourism stuff,
they love the tourism, but to everybody else, to the rest of the world, they are a monolith. They are Lord of the Rings, and they're a complex
and those little
people.
Kiwi things.
The what? The little birds?
Yeah, the little birds.
So
that's the two
that
things.
Little,
that's the 2 things I get when I think New Zealand, and then of course the What We Do in the Shadow stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Yeah, that's all we get.
You know what? You could be known for worse things.
I think
there are other countries that are doing much worse with
well,
their
you
reputation.
could be the 1991 Soviet Union take.
Not exactly putting out the same level of content as New Zealand did.
See how that one is compared to what we do in the shadow stuff.
Right.
So, well, enjoy the podcast today. Like we said, when we're done, you need to just go on over to RadioU Riot on Facebook, and then you can see the Lord of the Rings stuff. If you want to watch it, that's up to you.
Yep.
But text us if you like it.
Yeah, we really want to know.
Because some of it's so bad looking. So very bad looking.
So bad, it's good.
Thanks for filling in, Hudson.
Of course.
Everybody
it was fun.
have a good day. Bye-bye.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
The rest of the week is going to be perfect.
Good.
Because I don't have to wake up early.
Are you comfortable, though, at this point, 3 days in? I mean, normally when you fill in for Obi, it's a day or two. So now you've crossed over into the 3 days.
I don't know. I had a few thoughts this morning. One, I had a freak out because not like it wasn't too bad, but I woke up, in the morning stupor, got ready to go. I walk into the kitchen and I look at the microwave and it says 4:30.
Oh.
And I thought, oh no, why did I wake up so early?
In case
of course it was, I haven't changed my microwave clock yet.
Oh, in quite some time. In case you're like, is that so, is he late? We don't have to be in that early.
No.
But you do have to be up and moving by that time.
Yeah, but it would be, how do you think you would deal if you got up an hour earlier than you needed to without realizing? Would you go back to bed?
If I was already dressed and ready, I might actually go back to bed.
Just dressed and all?
Yeah, just set the alarm and then just get a little bit more sleep. I actually set 2 alarms, so then I get up a few minutes. I feel like I then go back to sleep for 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then I finally get up.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of used to that. I need to have that it's a 2-step verification.
Right. That's what it is.
To be able to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, so you're not too early and you're not too late. You're just right.
That's where I am this morning. The other thing I thought is, when you get less sleep, does that make your back hurt?
Okay, that's the oldest thing I've ever heard you say. And you're not old.
I got out of the car and I was like, my back has been hurting the last few days. I think your back, it needs rest.
It does.
You need to sleep more. You need to lie down in bed and let your back get back into... Get ready for the next day.
I've been doing mornings for a long time, and I've been very tired for I don't know how many years, and I don't know if I've ever had that happen.
Okay.
So let's not say no, because everybody's body is different.
That's true.
I don't know what to say. Let's maybe do a quick Google search.
We'll see next week if my back feels better.
When you go back to afternoons.
Right, when I get to sleep in again.
Oh, you've really concerned me for a moment because I just want to make sure you're okay. Because sometimes if it's an infection, maybe or I don't know, a cold, or can you get back allergies? Is that a problem?
Back allergy? It's possible, right? It just it affects your head. It affects your whole body, maybe.
Just being tired affects us all in different ways.
That's right. That's for sure. Maybe I just need a new mattress.
That could be it too. Let's not forget that, but let's not focus too much on it. We don't want to worry ourselves. Make sure you text and say hey to Hudson, since it is his final morning filling in for Obi. Text 8772 Radio U with a good morning, and don't bring up the back.
Yeah.
What you're about to hear will live on the internet forever. Sorry, internet. The worst of the Riot podcast.
So this was last week, and we missed it.
Yeah, but it was easy to write it off, although I didn't see it. But it seems, even now, I'm not entirely convinced it's not an April Fool's joke.
But I don't think it came out on the 1st, did it?
No, but some brands were doing that, though.
They were going early or a little after. They were going early,
and then on April 1st was the reveal that, we got you.
I don't know. Either way, they're saying, Heinz, that they are partnering with Ocean Spray. So this is either just a joke or it is a partnership of some sorts. They're not doing it in stores. It's just for 250,000 fans, you'd be able to get a jar of Cravy, which is craisins, or no, cranberries and
sauce.
gravy.
Is it because you're thinking Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So not exactly the right time of year for them to roll this out.
I know. And
very strange.
It looks odd too. It's just this horrible pink color, which also makes me think it must have been a joke, but maybe it's a mashup. Maybe it's real.
Heinz loves doing these things. They've got, the Cranch and the mayo chip and all of their...
You're right.
In Canada, what do they have? Like wasabioli? They've done it all.
They've got a ton.
Yes.
So you can vote in the Heinz poll that they have up until today. So like today's the last day. And I think from there, if it's real, then you might have a chance to win a bottle of it.
Yeah, I don't know, because again, at Thanksgiving, it's not too unusual for people with the Thanksgiving leftovers
to
you pile
mix
the
it all
gravy
together.
on,
but you don't put cranberries in that because
really?
That's just a different.
I think a lot of people do.
Oh, I think you're wrong.
Well, people are gonna have to text in and tell us. I don't eat the cranberry sauce anyways.
So then why are we even arguing about it? No one even eats it.
People definitely do that though.
No, it's something you have.
Nikki, people
have it.
People put pickles and peanut butter at Disney World. There's absolutely people that put all of their leftovers together from Thanksgiving, including the cranberry
they
sauce.
don't put the cranberry stuff in it. No, it ruins it because it's got that liquid layer thing. It's not.
Oh, it's not.
And then
why do people eat this cranberry sauce anyway?
They don't. I think it is just something polite
that you have. They just put it on the table to give it some color?
Yes, depending on if older relatives come by for Thanksgiving. And it's just something that you have a part of the
landscape. It just makes it seem
the landscape.
A little more healthy, even though it's not, but it's like a fruit.
Is it healthy or is it?
It can't be. It's like all sugar. There's probably not even real cranberries in the one that comes out of the can.
Well,
in
now
like a big blob of jelly.
Now you're just breaking their whole thing apart.
Yeah.
We're calling it unhealthy and it's a lie.
Yeah, this is all bad for Ocean Spray.
I always thought it was like the fruit of like Spam to meat would be like cranberry, like the jar of it, or like you said, it comes out of a can.
Equivalent.
It is.
But you got to give, like Heinz has been doing these collaborations forever. I watched a video a while ago that the collaboration type thing is what kept Ocean Spray and keeps them alive.
Really?
Is that people don't really like cranberries, as we've just pointed out.
That's the heart of this whole topic.
They found out how to work the cranberries into all the other different juices and combine them with apple and combine them with peach and grape and whatever, and to all of a sudden make cranberries like a juice staple. So Ocean Spray is experts at the collab.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be around because who wants cranberries?
Nobody wants them.
All right, well, let's not argue anymore about this because I think the heart of it is that we just don't like them and we don't understand it.
This doesn't appeal to us.
It doesn't.
If it was real, it doesn't appeal.
And it doesn't matter if it is. Because to us, I don't think I ever want.
We just talked about it for 4 minutes and gotten nowhere with it because we don't want it.
No, but every topic we talk about is like peeling back, not an onion in a bad way, but it just, now we learn a little bit more about each other.
That's right.
So that was another layer. And now we know.
The layer of not liking cranberries.
Yeah, cranberries. And if Thanksgiving ever happens in a mass scale again, and we're like, let's have a RadioU Thanksgiving, we know to not have cranberries.
We can just keep it off the table. Save it. Leave that space for more important items.
Something to listen to when you meant to work out but tripped into a box of donuts. This is RadioU's Worst of the Riot.
This is people's opinions about this loophole, and not everybody's as excited about that. But the Academy Awards are in, I think, a couple of weeks. I think they're at the end of April.
Yes, looking forward to them so much.
They've been trying to figure out, like for the Academy Awards and just for awards shows in general, a lot of international travel from the people who are up for nominations.
Right, of course, yes.
So they've been trying to think about having maybe like in London you have this and they'll film there, or over here you might have like an awards show mini thing for people in that area.
I know in the U.S. they have already 2 different locations in the Los Angeles area that will be set up for both live, both for the event, but they're going to be separate so they can keep people more distant.
Yeah, and just not have people travel.
Right.
That was the main thing. So now the Academy has announced that if you're nominated for an Academy Award, and if you're part of the crew or like the family of people, if you would be traveling, that you are an essential worker.
Oh, okay.
And that's the loophole that they're saying saying to be able to get people to be able to now travel in, and they'll still have to quarantine. It depends on where you're coming from.
Right.
The quarantine will last certain times. I don't think they force you, but it's suggested. And you'd still have to take a plethora of COVID tests. Of
course, yes.
At different times with it, but people are a little upset that they would qualify as essential workers to be able to attend the LA one, to be there in person.
The event isn't exactly an essential situation to have it like this, but I don't know. I guess I'm just biased because I want the Oscars to be like live and interesting because I'm going to watch the whole thing. So
I always forget that you enjoy it.
I watched the Golden Globes where they did it, at least part of the Golden Globes where they did it all virtually, except for like they had Amy Poehler and Tina Fey at whatever theater. And so they did a few things live there, but all of the people getting the awards were all at different locations, like all from their homes. And that did not really work at all. Like, if you don't like award shows, you would hate that.
It makes it
even
worse.
if you like them, it kind of was not very good.
Well, they're saying if you travel to LA for the essential work,
right,
and that people are not liking that language because like that's
the problem. It's the language, isn't it?
It is the language, absolutely. They're saying that for the Oscars, the production of it, nominees, their guests qualify for the essential work purpose waiver. And therefore, they're allowed to travel from like the testing centers, rehearsals, all the Oscar activities. Whereas if you were not a nominated person, you're not allowed to. And you're not essential. But they're just a little annoyed that someone who would be like a famous person would just qualify for that.
Yeah, but of course they're not just talking about famous people, right? There's lots of workers that need to make this possible.
No, that's the problem. They think it's just too many people involved with this production, and then that's an unsafe event to just be another super spreader event.
Oh, no. Yeah. Can you imagine the Oscars turning into a super spreader? That would be quite a bit of irony, I feel.
I know, wouldn't it?
I don't know how we would all handle that.
So, the Oscars, Hudson loves it. I always forget that because Obi just can't stand them. And I'm not around too many people who watch it still.
The Oscars is the one non-sports thing that I get excited about every year in a fun way. Because, there's other stuff I'm interested in, but the Oscars is an event.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I can totally see Tom Brady doing this.
Yeah.
This just seems right up his alley for a partnership.
He loves making money.
I was going to say, and it's not a bad thing.
No.
This seems like a partnership for him. So, launching this spring, I'm not sure if it's out already. If not, it'll be soon. But Autograph will be an NFT platform. And you're like, you mean NFL? It's not. NFT, which remember, digital content, digital creations, digital art, digital stuff that goes with the whole cryptocurrency world.
You own it with the blockchain somehow.
Yes. You own, and yours is, special to you.
Yep. And it's non-fungible.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
It's a lot of stuff, guys.
We went a nice couple weeks where this NFT stuff wasn't a big deal.
And now it's back.
And it's back.
Yeah. I think it makes sense for him. And when you put it in this world, if we're not going to be collecting real things anymore, and we're only collecting this digital content, this makes sense. So it'll bring together sports, entertainment, fashion, basically pop culture stuff with creators to do unique digital collectibles that you can then purchase through Autograph.
Yeah, I wonder what that means because like the classic, if you're a sports fan, like your collectible would be game used stuff, or getting an autograph from the player, or stuff like that. What does it mean what would you want to collect digitally from the play? Like, is this going to be little videos that are them saying hi, or, what is it going to be?
I think they have to realize, I think long gone are the days of collectibles for maybe our generation.
Right.
To where we just don't buy as much stuff because we know it holds no value.
Right. Yeah. Unless it really means something to you, that's the point of it more than,
that's the value.
So I guess if these little videos or whatever these little collectibles will be have meaning to somebody.
Well, it would have more maybe meaning because we don't want a physical version of it. Like I would not go and get an autograph from a athlete.
Right.
I would not want to wait. I don't want to be in line.
Yep.
We can't be in lines like that, like whenever that'll come back. I don't want to. But if you could digitally purchase something that they did for you that way.
Right.
And you collected it. I don't know why that holds the same value, but maybe I'd be willing to if I don't care about not having it physically.
Right.
It's weird.
I'm thinking, Nikki, what we need to come up with, and we're probably way behind on this, but if we want to get in on this craze, we need to come up with ways to display these NFTs.
Sure.
Where you could, because maybe part of the future is you don't want other people coming to your house ever and seeing your stuff, so you have to display it online somewhere.
Yeah.
But like the old style is like you'd have this autographed whatever and you'd have it up on the shelf and then people could see it when they come over and you could look at it whenever. That's what we need to come up with. People, this way to display their NFTs.
That would be a possibility. So Autograph will have interactive offerings like live auctions, physical product drops. So there would be some physical stuff.
Okay.
And in-person experiences. Again, that contradicts everything else.
Yeah, right.
But it would have a combination of all that. So that's Tom
the
Brady.
In-person experiences are non-fungible also.
They
You almost missed hearing this one. We just couldn't let that happen. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
So we talked a lot about food yesterday. This is not about food.
Not just yesterday.
The day before?
And every day.
This is not food. This is Starbucks, but it's about their cups.
Okay.
So I don't want anybody confusing that this is food talk.
Might as well not even serve food, right? It's all about the drinks.
Yeah, I wonder how their merchandise stuff compares to their food and compares to their drinks. Like what brings in more money. So Starbucks, this is in Seattle. It'll be at 5 locations in their home base area where they're going to be launching a borrow a cup program to see if that might work as a nationwide thing down the road.
Okay.
So follow along with it.
All right, let's see.
They're working on making cups more sustainable and not as much waste, obviously if you're using one of the disposable cups.
Yes.
So they're going to kick off this 2-month trial where you have an option to receive your drink in a cup that can be used again.
Okay.
So you'll go get your drink. It's a reusable cup. You're like, Hudson, I'd like the reusable cup. You'll charge me a $1 refundable deposit that goes with your order.
Okay.
When you're done with your drink, you bring back the cup to Hudson. You'll get a $1 credit as your refund. So I don't think you get the $1 back.
You don't really get it back unless you buy. You can't go in, give them the cup, and say, I don't want a drink, and they'll give you the $1.
No, you don't get your $1 back. You just get it towards the next purchase. So it basically just keeps going.
Right.
So the $1 credit goes as your refund, and you'll get 10 bonus stars on your rewards account. I used to love stars like way back in the day, and like gold meant something. And then they changed it all.
Yeah.
If you take the cup home, if you take your Starbucks reusable cup that's not really yours, you're just renting it.
Yes.
If you take it home, now this seems wasteful. They have a partnership with a company called Ridwell, which will come pick up your reusable cup from your house.
Oh, come on.
I know, right?
That cancels out all of the whatever. I don't know. I don't know all the math behind it, but it sure seems like having a mobile cup pickup company.
It seems a bit wasteful.
It seems like that's a lot harming the environment in some way.
So the cups you never keep. The cups then get cleaned, sanitized, and then put back in rotation for another customer.
Okay.
So this whole time, you're not keeping this cup. It's just reusable by someone else.
Okay, now work with me here.
Yeah.
I get a drink.
Yeah.
I pay the $1 refundable deposit on my drink. I go back.
Yeah.
I bring the cup back,
but
then I get another drink and swap it out for the new cup. Do I have to pay $1 again,
Yes.
but the $1 is canceled out by the $1 I'm getting back?
The $1 keeps going each
after
time.
After the first drink, it's always the same price.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
And this is genius because it keeps you coming back to
That's
Starbucks.
right.
They want you to keep coming back and they want you to keep ordering a drink.
You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want to lose out on that $1.
So if you're like, oh, I love them. They're trying to really help the earth. I'm sure some of that is something, but they also want you to just have a really big habit.
That's for sure. Without the mobile cup pickup company, it seems on the surface to be smart.
That part really just weird. You're like, they're going to come pick up the cup?
Who really? Like, how many people do they think they're too lazy to go bring, or they just don't want to go back to Starbucks enough to return a cup?
I don't know.
But they're like, hey, company, come to my house.
Maybe they assume that
schedule a pickup.
Most people would just bring the cup back because, again, that's what they want.
Or
they want you to keep going.
Maybe they're thinking a lot of people will just buy a new cup every time but not bring them back, not remember.
Not
so
sure.
Then they'll have a big stash that they need to get rid of with this company, and they're not just going to throw them away in the car.
So this is only at 5 Starbucks locations in Seattle. So if you want to try the experimental Borrow a Cup program, This is not where we steal all the cups from the places we go to. This is just borrowing a reusable cup that then goes back into rotation once it's cleaned and sanitized.
And one more quick point is to go with our theme of researching things. Yeah. We should all look into this, because if you really want to help the environment, it's possible that all the washing of the cups might be worse than just making new cups.
Sure.
Because I happen to know, at least I've read, maybe don't quote me on this, that if you get a plastic grocery bag and reuse it one time, that's less harsh on the environment than if you got a reusable bag, because they take so much more to make. You have to reuse them a million times to cancel out.
It's something to think about. You just go to Starbucks and you just hold your hands out,
right,
and drink from your hands.
You know what? Let's just all trust Starbucks.
Oh no,
because they have the environment's best interests in mind.
No, I got it. You just use the reusable grocery bag as long as it doesn't have any holes.
Yes, there
Fill
you go.
up your bag with your drink at Starbucks, and you're reusing and making everybody happy.
That is perfect.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
This strikes me as something Obadiah would love.
Oh, I'm so glad you found this, because I feel like we're going to now tell you about the thing you can watch while you pretend to work today.
Yes.
It's going to make you look busy. It's a lot to it. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'll let you
post
unveil it.
I'll put it on the RadioU Riot Facebook page.
Is it so bad? No. I'll let you post it there. So hop over to RadioU Riot and you'll see it there.
It is a oft rumored, apparently, version of the Lord of the Rings that was created for Leningrad TV in Soviet Russia in 1991.
Oh my God. Everybody thought it was gone.
Yes.
But so basically Leningrad TV became 5 TV. So it's like the station's successor, they're saying. Found a copy from its archives, uploaded the thing to YouTube. It's a 2-parter.
Yes.
You can watch Lord of the Rings from Soviet Union.
It is. And what's amazing about it is, the special effects are just not.
Oh, it's something.
Not good. I was thinking, it almost looks like it's from the Wizard, like if you watch the old Wizard of Oz.
Oh, kind of,
It kind of has that look to it, like some of the special effects and stuff, the special effects technically would be too advanced for what happens in Wizard of Oz, but it gives you the same feeling and the characters and stuff like that. The thing is, Wizard of Oz was made in the 1930s, I'm pretty sure.
So this is not the same timeline.
No, it is not.
It's not as good.
Because Wizard of Oz is so colorful too. This isn't like that in that way either.
Actually,
it's very dark, actually.
When you watch some of it, it's that lighting thing. It just is not lit very well. But the more that they try to add stuff to the sets and stuff, it gets lost, like in the coloring of it, and when they put it on a YouTube, like it's just not a good quality thing.
It also seems, and this is just from watching a few minutes of it where I've been skipping through, it looks very stagey. Like you're getting a couple sets. Yep, you're getting a couple sets, and they're just sitting at a table.
It's not a movie. It was a made-for-TV sort of thing.
Right. So this is already low budget.
I want you guys to be prepared. I'm not saying not watch it, because it's fascinating to see.
No, you definitely need to watch it. This is culture. This is another country.
It's 1
hour
time and 50 minutes. It focuses on the Fellowship of the Ring, and It's got a lot of Soviet mood music. They say that's a category of music.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of that stuff, a lot of low budget effects, a lot of unique camera work that you're only going to see from this Leningrad TV production of Lord of the Rings.
It's really like nothing you've ever seen before, and I'm so glad I stumbled upon it.
And some of the closed captioning is really off. Really, really off. I mean, I don't recall it being when I read this stuff.
What I really want is... like I only have this version that has the YouTube auto-generated captions, but that's in Russian. So I want to know what they're actually saying.
I know you don't.
Because I imagine it's not, like being in Soviet Russia, it's maybe not true to the...
You mean
true to the original books.
Sometimes with those places, they add their own stuff to make you like, oh.
They might have propagandized it a little bit.
There we go. I don't know if they did or did not, but so the Soviet Union, simple YouTube search of what do we say? Was it 1990?
1991, I think.
It seems way older than that.
No, it really does. It really does.
So from the 1990s, Lord of the Rings, Soviet Union, Hudson will hop over to RadioU Riot and post that on our Facebook page. And we're not saying it's good, but at least it's something for today.
It's entertaining. It doesn't have to be good if it's entertaining.
It'll fill however long you choose to put into it, but you got like 2 hours.
I want somebody to watch the whole thing and like give us a real review breakdown of it.
Are you going to just they will post part 1. That's in 2 parts.
Well, I'll just post the story.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Then they can get some background that we don't offer.
You're basically listening to a real-time cringe compilation. This is The Riot on RadioU.
So yesterday, it looks like the Forbes Billionaire list was released.
Yes.
An update at the look at the world's billionaires. And if someone...
This is just a great way to feel great about yourself.
Oh, I know, right?
You go in and...
What about the list of just a really good person with a more, budget-minded mentality?
The person that's doing a lot with a little.
Yes, that's it.
We need that list.
Saving the most, that sort of thing.
Making the most of their stimulus checks and everything.
Still have it because they're saving it.
Right, being responsible.
This isn't it. And these people didn't even qualify for any of that stuff.
No, they didn't.
So number 1 is Jeff Bezos, no surprise, from Amazon. His net worth is $177 billion.
Is it? I felt like it might have been worth more. So,
well, he had that breakup. Do you remember? That sort of thing.
Was it a scandal? I don't know. But
a divorce?
He did. Right.
Does that affect his?
So he's half as much as he should be.
I thought she got a lot of money, so maybe that is it. It doesn't.
Probably.
It doesn't focus on that.
I forgot about that.
It doesn't talk about that.
You know what? He's still doing okay.
I know. $177 million.
Somehow he still managed to make the top of the list.
And we helped with all that, right?
We sure did.
We personally feel invested.
Absolutely.
So second place for the billionaires list, Elon Musk with $151 billion. He always surprises me on I know he has a lot of money, but whenever he seems, I don't want to say that because people might not agree. He feels like he has less money, and I'm always surprised that he has this much.
If you look at the this little chart, this handy chart they've got, he skyrocketed, if you will. Mm-hmm. He's the SpaceX guy, so that's funny.
It works that way,
and he's gone way up since. Even in the last year, he flew up the rankings.
Another one.
He didn't feel as rich because he wasn't until more recently, I guess.
So the third place, Bernard Arnault from a fashion thing, $150 billion. Yeah. Bill Gates.
Doesn't that make you sad that a fashion person is number 3?
He owns a lot of stuff that you would know, like Sephora and a bunch of other stuff.
It doesn't make me less mad about it.
Bill Gates was number 4, $124 billion. And Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, $97 billion, came in at 5th place.
That kind of bother you too. I don't know.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
Because again, it's built off of...
Yeah.
Don't look into it. Just make you mad.
It's not. Looking at this list is not a feel good activity.
Are you sure?
Really isn't. Yeah.
It doesn't inspire you to want to somehow get $177 billion? Doesn't inspire you to work towards that?
Maybe to beat these people.
Yeah.
That'd feel good, wouldn't it?
Well, I want to at least get on the millionaire list.
Yeah, that'd be a good start.
That's baby steps, right? Towards the billionaire one. These all started with a lot less.
We'll get there one day. They're all older than us, I think.
Oh, yeah,
all
for
of the
sure.
people on this list by a long shot. So yeah, we're still good. We still got time.
You need to, well, I feel like you already should be into it, but you got to have something with fashion, technology, they say beverage, a lot of beverages, a lot of diversified.
Yep.
You get that from a lot of
That's
these people.
That's what you need, a diversified portfolio.
And fashion and retail seem to be one of the main ones.
Yeah, so.
The equivalent of someone's lint collection. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
We talked a few weeks ago about some COVID shortages. That was around the time, like also when remember the boat at the Suez Canal?
Oh, yes. That
remember
was causing some issues for sure. It was backing things up.
They're saying that because of that, you still might feel some effects even now and even down the road with furniture, toilet paper, and coffee being some of the bigger ones. And then a few weeks ago, we talked about the hot sauce packets at Taco Bell.
Right. Yes,
being
that was
limited.
Issue. Right.
And now Heinz Ketchup is saying that their ketchup packets are the next thing to be a supply issue because of COVID and the pandemic this year.
Is it just because so many restaurants now doing stuff like doing it where it's to go instead of in person that they're using so many more?
Exactly. So like if you go to a restaurant and you're going to go through the drive-through, restaurant is let's just call it a drive-through, a fast food establishment.
Right.
So you're going through and you might not ask for ketchup. You might not want anything and then you just leave. That's normally how it was.
Right.
But if you're going through and doing pickup and carry out, what do? They put everything in there for you.
Right, just in case you might need it.
Yeah, because they don't check with you, and you ordered probably online. So you got napkins, you got silverware, you've got ketchup packets, you got it all in there in case you need it.
Right.
There has been such an increase last year in takeout and curbside pickup that they've gone through so many more ketchup packets than they normally would. So they're having supply chain problems at like Long John Silver's, Texas Roadhouse, and other places.
Oh, that'd be a horrible place for Long John Silver's. You need the ketchup there.
Oh, you do? I would think you really wouldn't it be tartar sauce?
Cheap seafood. I think ketchup. You would be dead without ketchup there.
You just need sauce of some kind.
You definitely do. Yeah, I guess the tartar sauce. I don't even know what tartar sauce is, to be honest with you.
You don't? Have you never had it?
I've never had it. I've seen it. I know it exists.
It's lumpy.
I know it's for fish.
Yeah, it's
the name doesn't sound good.
It's not bad, but it's kind of like it looks like to me like cottage cheese, kind of. It's just got
not appealing.
Got the stuff in it, but
you eat with your eyes, and so that's not a very good start. Right,
but sometimes all we can afford is eat whatever fish is there, and then you just slather it on.
You need something to mask the taste.
You'll put whatever on there. And then Heinz came out with, I think it was the tartar sauce and ketchup combination.
Right.
So that's an option.
Tartar.
I don't think that's
what it was.
That's not it. You might have to look
that. It had to be tar chup.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
So Kraft Heinz says that they are working to increase their supplies. They're adding manufacturing lines that'll increase production about 25%. They for a total of more than 12 billion packets.
Oh man,
of ketchup a year.
That's a real wake up call for the country, isn't it? 12 billion ketchup packets a year.
Well, you get a ton and you don't even use them. You just throw them out. It's a waste.
Unless you have the drawer that is just full of all the ketchup. I do, but I never use them. But I will say, I have some people that I know that do keep the ketchup packets.
Yeah.
And they keep them separate from the actual bottle of ketchup.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they want cold ketchup in the fridge, and sometimes they want room temperature ketchup. So they have to have the drawer so that they just have both options without having two bottles, I guess.
See, I keep if you go to Chick-fil-A or the places that have like the flat ketchup packet that you can open and
those
dunk
are
in.
Nice.
Oh, you keep those.
Yeah, those are you remember how they used to have fancy ketchup?
That's it.
Those should say fancy ketchup because that's what it is.
Those we'll keep. You put those in the bags, that's fine. I don't keep the other ones, but then you'll keep
the other ones too, if you keep them in a drawer, and I know this from experience, you know what they'll do is they'll like burst open when you...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, not like naturally, but they get, if you're got a crowded drawer,
okay, you got to clean the drawer out. That's it.
Yes, that's a drawer problem.
That whole story, I think, was about you.
But I don't want to keep the ketchup packets. I don't need them.
Just deal with it.
I just put my ketchup in the fridge, and that's fine with me. But
I keep the other ketchup packets.
I'm not the only one that lives in my house.
I just put the other ketchup packets in the fridge too. I just have a little section.
Yeah, but some people that I live with don't want all of the ketchup to be cold.
I hear what you're saying. Can't you just set it out then for a bit? What's wrong?
I don't know. That's a lot of planning for
you just
them,
the night before you set your ketchup out.
Oh, who plans that far ahead?
The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki on RadioU.
It is The Riot on RadioU, 8772 RadioU, and RadioU Riot on Facebook.
Yes, say hey there and text Hudson because he's filling in today for Obi. Obi's on vacation. Worst of Riot tomorrow and Friday with me. So plan to say hi to me tomorrow. It'll just be me.
Keep Nikki company. She'll be all alone.
I know. And he was teasing like, I could just watch. This is out of the blue. Like if you haven't been watching or listening the whole morning to the show, we posted on our RadioU Riot Facebook page about the almost 2-hour 1991 Soviet TV version of Lord of the Rings.
There's a lot of qualifiers there.
I know.
There's a lot of descriptors that all add up to make it
he was saying
really fun.
I could just watch the whole thing tomorrow during the show while I do Worst of Riot.
It's for work.
I think my boss might be mad, but you guys will have to keep me company otherwise.
Right.
So if that Soviet Lord of the Rings thing is not for you,
then we got another option here.
We do have another option. And I guess it looks like this company it's a streaming service that offered last year a person to have the job to watch, is it 24 hours?
24 hours.
Of true crime shows.
Right. Which is like... forensic files, I guess, like unsolved mysteries. There's a ton of it on Netflix, a lot newer, but those are like long-running series, cold case files, things like that.
So they paid $1,000 last year for a person to watch those true crime shows for an hour, for a whole day. And now they're doing it again this year, but you have a chance to get $2,400.
Yes, they've
and
upped
there's three people.
Up the payment and up the people they want to do it, and they're calling it annual. So now every year you're going to get a chance if you're a true crime aficionado, you're going to get a chance maybe with this streaming service, Magellan TV, whatever that is.
So you are watching true crime documentaries. You have to post about the experience on social media. You'll be paid the $100 an hour for the chance to binge through all those shows.
I can watch a little bit of true crime. In fact, some of it can be very gripping, but I feel that if you were watching it for 24 hours,
I think it would hurt you.
It would be so sad.
Oh, yeah.
And then by the end of it, you'd be numb to it.
I know a lot of people that binge a lot, hours and hours and hours of this stuff. But I don't want to watch that at night, or I don't want to watch that certain days.
It's a downer. And the funny thing too is you're looking at all these different murders and different crimes and whatever. And eventually they do all kind of start to run together. These shows themselves can be kind of very formulaic.
Yeah.
So you get the gist after a few of the episodes.
I feel like I can handle scary stuff or disturbing stuff when it's just made up by some writer.
Right.
But the true crime stuff,
that's where it's
it's true.
And it's always like this was just some unassuming neighborhood in a town much like the one you live in.
I know.
Yeah.
I I can't
A simple
handle it.
gas station stop for a Twix turned deadly.
It's too much. So for 24 hours, I maybe would for $2,400.
Yeah,
$100
it's worth
an hour
It's
is pretty
worth
good.
the money for sure.
So if you search online, you can see they're taking applications through May 5th if you want to do the true crime dramas for 24 hours to get paid $2,400.
You've got time, and there's worse ways to make money. So
This will do.
this is
your new stimulus
It's a
check.
stimulus, and it may be for something you're already doing anyways.
I know a lot of people are frustrated when it's busy times and you can't get through your show. Like if you're in a true crime dramas, you get through your shows, you get paid, and it's just 24 hours.
Yep, and you don't have to worry about any cliffhangers because in the 24 hours you're going to get that, like the whole series. If there's any that are like multi-part, you're going to get it taken care of.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
For Funko Pops, Obi has a few. So that's usually my world of Funko Pops.
Yeah.
I think he pre-ordered or got the Seinfeld ones that...
Yeah, I remember or saw those.
He said he couldn't say no to that. But normally he tries to limit the Funko Pop amounts.
Yeah, because there's so many out there, and if you just like anything you're a fan of, you start to buy them up, and
you get more and more.
Yeah, it can get out of hand.
And then before you know it, you have a collection.
Yep. and then before you know it, you're this guy.
You've gone too far. This guy has a lot. David he's in Knoxville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. He just got the Guinness World Records for the most Funko Pop figurines.
7,095.
I didn't even think there would be that many.
That's funny because I've noticed that like they make so many.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they do have, like that doesn't even seem high.
I think we only see the top level of them. I think there are so many Funko Pops made for things that we don't even know about.
You don't even know about, and probably in other countries.
We might have our own for us, and we don't even know.
Right? Yeah. So there's so many out there. I wonder if this 7,095, if it's all each are unique, or if he's got duplicates in there.
I think they're all unique with them. He says he goes out every Saturday and looks for new Funko Pops. To him, it's a game, like it's a hunt. He looks for new ones. If he misses a Saturday, he misses it. So he puts in effort to still grow his collection. That is based on the number that he had in November of last year. He gets about 20 to 30 a week.
Oh, wow. Where are you getting all of these?
So after this weekend, he said when this was written about him, he'll have almost 8,000 Funko Pops.
My goodness.
And the bigger thing is, yes, he has this collection, but how he was able to get it with the Guinness World Record.
Yeah, I just saw that.
He applied during COVID, and they had different safety precautions. So he had to prove all of these Funko Pops with a 17-hour video showing each one in his collection.
Yeah, that's worth a record in its own, isn't it?
For the poor person at Guinness who had to do that.
Oh, no, they had to review that.
You got to watch how
He probably didn't even watch it. You know, like there was... They just got this video. Yeah, we'll just give it to him.
How do you even upload a 17-hour video? Where do you put that at?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how you would send that. I guess it would be a YouTube live that's not actually live or something like that, and then you have to share the link. I don't know. 17
hours, so they had to watch that to make sure that each Funko Pop met the requirements and stuff. And that's it. He's got the Guinness World Record.
If you were him at that and they're like, you're going to need to make a video showing all of it, wouldn't you just be like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need the record.
But that would have stopped me from collecting that many Funko Pops to begin with.
Maybe you could have been like, I'll put it off another year. Wait till you can come in person.
Oh, I think he's proud. He's happy to show them off. That was giving him something to do. So he now has over 8,000 of them. The
picture is pretty awesome with him standing in the room, and it's literally just like the walls are Funko Pops. And I'm not as much a fan of Funko, but I don't have any, but I wouldn't. Like that, having a room like that would be pretty cool. It also seems dangerous.
Yeah.
If they all came toppling down on top of you.
I mean, remember how you like to watch hoarders? I think this is just an organized hoarder.
Yeah, right.
You're still collecting
He's on his way. He will be an episode one day.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
I don't know if this feels as shocking or as entertaining as the Cinnamon Toast Crunch with the shrimp tails in it.
Yeah, well, part of that was it was a semi-famous person in a way. Like, there was more layers that wound up coming out of that. This is just a person in Montana.
And that was like a whole Twitter thing.
Right, yeah.
Like a whole afternoon of it. This is from a guy in Elmo, Montana. He said his name is Buford, that he bought a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos on Saturday, and then his 6-year-old son opened and ate it on Easter Sunday.
Oh, what a Easter treat.
A special day.
Honestly, I think I'd take some Cheetos over a lot of Easter candy.
Oh, yeah, in your Easter bag? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, they should like kind of brand that.
And good on the 6-year-old wanting the Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Yeah, he's tough as nails. I guess that's what happens when you grow up in Elmo, Montana.
Listen, it's not their fault. This is where it happened. So they're saying, or he says, that the 6-year-old found a bullet at the bottom of the bag of the Flaming Hot Cheetos, and showing a picture of it. Mm-hmm. It appears to have the coating that you would have from being in the bag of Red Hot Cheetos. He says he's not interested in money. He just wants, the company to realize what happened to him. He said he's not lying. But of course, everybody who says that and says they don't want the money.
That's exactly what a liar would say.
I know.
That a person who wants the money.
Because they always throw that out first to diffuse what you think
My statement about not lying and not wanting money has a lot of people asking questions that are clearly answered by my statement.
And he's lied about it. So he reached out to Frito-Lay on Facebook. They say they're taking it seriously. And with COVID, it's not... I don't think they would just bring someone out, but they're sending a testing kit of some sorts to...
that's good that they just have a test pre-made.
I know.
Does this come from a Cheetos bag? Yes or no?
Well, this goes back to so long ago with the Wendy's chili. And if you're like, what's that? That was this thing from a long, long time ago with, wasn't it a finger? And it wasn't real, though. The person, they had cut off a finger and put it in the chili, but it destroyed Wendy's.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big thing. And so these companies have to know if this is real or not, because you get everybody like us talking about it.
Yep.
Next time you go get your Cheetos, you're like, oh, the bullet Cheetos.
Right.
You can't help but remember it. Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you're going to think, oh, shrimp tails.
Yep.
And they don't want that.
I still think Band-Aid every time I go to that Chinese place.
Well, that was in your crab rangoon.
Yes, right.
That was real.
Was real.
Hudson wasn't lying about it or trying to get the money.
No, I wasn't. I didn't get money. I didn't even complain.
What's the point?
I feel bad about it now. Well, it wasn't I don't know what. I just don't know. If you don't want the money, what do you get out of it?
Yeah, well, they don't care when you tell them to. A lot of times they're like, fine.
And again, when it's they don't believe you a lot of the times, I think.
Yours was a Band-Aid, so I put that maybe even grosser than a bullet.
I think so.
So there's no other updates. Frito-Lay is looking into it, but again, he said he doesn't want any compensation.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no, I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.